A self-proclaimed farm kid from tiny Delmont, South Dakota is finally hitting his career target. The road to get there was long and dusty, including jobs as a welder and running a hotel, but now he's one of the premier firearms engravers in all of America. Tonight we check out his work and visit his workshop along the way in Sturgis. The man at the microscope is 51-year-old Jesse Kaufman. The buzz of an air chisel fills the room.
You can create a leaf, and then you can create dimensions within the leaf, just like it is in actual nature.
And it doesn't take long to pick up the energetic buzz of Kaufman himself.
I eat it, I sleep it, I drink it, engraving and drawing and figuring out how this works, and we're trying to understand geometry of gravers, and the whole thing is just all about passion. And I love it. It's all I ever think about.
He's locked, loaded, and ready to talk about the business he owns and the work he loves.
Every graver has its job. I have 116, 120, 123 graver. These are all degrees.
As he demonstrates to us on a practice plate, a look through the eye of his microscope reveals the results of his smooth touch.
Instead of it being a nice flat leaf, now we're going to lean the graver towards me and give that cut some nice flair, see?
His first official job in this field began in 2003, when he spent about a decade making wooden stocks for a local gun company. And he says he's been checkering wooden stocks for more than 20 years.
This work does not require somebody standing over you with a fist. It takes the love from your heart to want to do better and to continue on with this stuff.
He'd work his full-time job and then come home and work in his shop, doing checkering for other gun companies in his free time, opening his own business in 2008, basically working double time. His checkering of wooden gun stocks is dazzling. But for the past 5 years at his own shop, he's been focused on the next step, engraving.
I did all the engraving, which included the design and the inlay of a double border of a thick line of fine silver and a thin line of fine silver.
Another company adds the coloring. Now, finally on his own, working as a full-time engraver at his own company, he says designing is the hardest part for him and something that's taken a lot of work.
It's all freehand, pencil, paper, and you just keep refining, you keep refining, and you keep refining over hundreds of hours of practice, actually over thousands of hours over the years.
Depending on the complexity, engraving one gun takes him anywhere from a couple days to 6 weeks. But then, in May 2015, likely the biggest break in his life.
The Remington Arms Company came to me with a project. They were celebrating in 2016, last year, their bicentennial. 200 years, the oldest gun company in America.
They wanted him to engrave the guns commemorating their bicentennial. 4 sets of 3 guns each, a total of 12 guns.
That was a huge thing for me. I mean, most engravers in their lifetime never receive a job like that because it was super high profile work. You know, everybody knows the name Remington, and their 200th year.
No small task, no room for error.
Took me 15 months, a little over 6,000 hours of some weeks, 100-hour work weeks in this room because I had a deadline. These all had to be done by the end of 2016.
He finished 90 days early.
I will never forget that, you know, all my life.
And on January 21st of this year, another honor. He was accepted as a master engraver by the Firearms Engravers Guild of America.
It's the highest award an engraver can achieve in this country, is to achieve that status of master.
Not bad at all for a farm kid from Delmont, South Dakota. If you've met someone cool along the way, please call or email us to let us know. The thing that struck me about Jesse is how humble he was. He said, you know, they could have picked anybody. There's a lot better engravers than me, but they chose me. And he just felt so honored that Remington had picked him, and what a thrill.